Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the What Women Want Today podcast.
Hello and welcome to the What Women Want Today podcast.
Women who struggle to find meaning and fulfillment in midlife. You might be asking yourself right about now,
well, what do women want?
A couple of weeks ago,
right?
Episode 80,
I think we want it all.
Was titled,
and I'm
Are We
here
Happy
to explore
Yet?
It with you.
I explored the idea of the two types
I'm your
of happiness.
Host. Go grab your favorite beverage. I've already got my glass of wine,
hedonic
and let's get
Eudemonic.
started.
And since that episode has aired, I have talked about this subject more than I ever imagined I would. I want to revisit the 6 elements the expert identified as crucial to sustaining Eudemonic happiness. Remember that hedonic happiness is easily accessed, but doesn't necessarily last. If we're going to choose happiness as our guiding emotion, we need Eudemonic happiness for sustainability. So those elements are personal growth, environmental mastery, positive relations, self-acceptance, purpose in life, and autonomy. So today is part 1 of the series where I'm going to dive into each one of these elements. We're going to start with personal growth. Personal growth has been a value of mine for a long time, but I'll be honest here, it took really quite a while for me to realize that personal growth isn't a passive thing. For me, at that point in life, it was kind of like information in and information out. When you hear the expression that knowledge is power, it's not true. We can know a lot of things, but if we don't know how to apply them and put them into action, well, then we just know a lot of things. Application of the knowledge is power. So several years back, I managed a team that gave the employees an opportunity to anonymously give feedback once a year to their leadership. And one of the managers put on their survey talking about me. She reads a lot of books, but she really doesn't do anything with what she learns. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It was great feedback, even if at the time it was really hard to hear. It was exactly what propelled me to hire a coach and get me on the right track for my personal growth journey. I know I'm not alone in my desire to grow personally. The data says that Americans are spending an estimated $9.9 billion annually on self-improvement products, which sounds pretty impressive until you compare it with what we're spending on music and film, which come in at a whopping $61 billion combined, or the beauty industry at a huge $265 billion annually. So what those numbers indicate to me is that we are really a society that leans heavily on hedonic happiness. I wonder what we spend on dining out each year, but I'm digressing. If we go back to what we learned, music, film, and beauty does not show up in our list of things that bring the lasting happiness that we've been talking about. Personal growth has impacts on things other than happiness. Studies show that the impacts of personal growth reach our relationships, our stress levels, our health, our productivity, the amount of income we're able to earn, our parenting, and our resilience, just to name a few. So if you've never done any kind of personal development, this might be a good place to start. What kind of feedback, whether it's intentional, like the surveys that my employees were able to fill out about me, or unintentional, just everyday things that you're hearing repetitively. There are no shortage of topics to choose from on where you get started. There's time management and productivity and habits and vulnerability and meditation and influence. Now, I know people who honestly think they are good communicators that are just really good at talking. To be a good communicator, you should really focus on 2 things. Your ears. Okay, I'm kind of kidding, but I'm kind of not. Really, if you are doing a lot of talking, but the responses that you're getting don't match, you probably need to focus more on developing your listening skills. Everyone listening today has influence in their environment. How you choose to influence will come directly from your level of personal growth. If you are like me and you've been working on personal growth for a while, and you heard what my manager had to say about me and you thought, oh no, that could be me too, and you don't know where to go next, go to your bookshelf, go to your Audible library, your podcast list. Do you see anything, themes amongst those? Have you read the books, listened to the podcast, and you still feel like you're not quite there? I'm going to give you 4 things today that you can do to take your personal growth to the next level. And this includes the novice personal growth person just starting out. So it doesn't matter where your learning comes from, whether it's podcast, book, TED Talks, YouTube, Instagram, your wise Aunt Betty. Having a notebook, a separate notebook from your journal to write down your thoughts after reading whatever it is you decide. You can read 10 pages, you can listen for 10 minutes, whatever you're committed to do so that you have a chance to go back and reflect on what you learned and how you can apply it. Those should be the questions that you ask yourself at the end of your learning. What did I learn and how can I apply this? This should be a separate entry from your journal because you actually want to go back and read it again and see if you want to add anything to it after you've had a little bit of time in between the listening and the writing. And maybe you want to re-listen or reread it again just to make sure that you're ready to move on to the next section. Really grasp the concepts before you move on. Okay, the next one, an accountability partner. Do you have a coworker, a friend, or family member who is also interested in growth? You can set up a time, whether it's once a week or whatever fits into your lives, to discuss these ideas together. You know what I find when you're talking to a group of people, there's your voice inside your head, your thoughts, your experiences, that when you read something or take in information, you're applying everything about your life into that. And that's exactly what the other person is doing as well. So when you come together and you share your ideas, you're going to come from different perspectives. They're going to pick up on things that maybe you didn't, and vice versa. So I love the idea of an accountability partner. Okay, the next one. Join a growth group. And if you can't find one, create one. When I lived in Phoenix, you could find a group on meetup.com for a ton of things you might be interested in, from learning to invest in real estate, a creative writing group, or even a hiking group. So if you can't find a growth group and there's not one already existing on meetup.com, create a new one. You'll be surprised at how many like-minded people there are out there in the world. Okay, my last one, hire a coach. A coach can be very effective in helping you uncover areas where growth is needed and help move you towards your goals. Okay, friend, our time together has come to an end for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. I look forward to the next 5 topics in this series. And until next time we're together, remember to take good care of you. Hey friend, I hope you enjoyed our time together today and found the information valuable. Remember, you are officially invited to join our Facebook group and private group. I will put the links in today's show notes. If you are interested in exploring coaching, you can email me at Terry, Terri.Kellums, Kellums, @gmail.com, or private message me on Facebook or Instagram. If you're enjoying the content of the podcast, remember to share with a friend or on social media. It really does help other women find the podcast. And if you have yet to leave a rating and review, you can do that on your favorite platform. Okay, remember, you are not alone. You are worthy of love and a fulfilled life. Now it's time to go after it.